Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video, and it's time to take on the third stage of the Chamber of Truth, which is part of the Chamber of Memories event that came out for the start of the second anniversary. And this stage, we're supposed to use a space team, and if we take a look at what Misery does, she's got quite a decent chunk of HP, over 500,000. 11.8k attack, 9.3k defense. She's immune to stun, technically, but we can get around that, so we'll do that after the initial run. She gives herself guard rate, physical, and magic attack resistance. And then pierce resistance, and then lowers attack, and increases her own attack, and pierce resistance, and nerfs oranges. She heals herself. So, realistically, what this is, and what most of these stages are at the end of the day, is just maybe a little bit dialed up Tempered Edge stages, because we do have the old Space Tempered Edge, and it's not as difficult. Like, if we go down here to this MILIM and do EX3, this MILIM only has 252k, but she still gives guard rate, resistance, pierce resistance, attack, nerfs orbs. So this Misery is MILIM, just with more HP, like double the HP, and a little bit higher attack and defense stats. So we'll treat it the same way, and we'll run the team like we would normally. So to do that, we will build a space team, and this is the team that I have built. We've got old Protector Space Veldora, from the original half anniversary. We've got Space Romorous down here because she's buffing both space and magic, and MILIM is both space and magic. You could put a better Protector down here that would just be buffing one of the two, but whatever. Free-to-play Rimuru, the god of blue orbs. The hero, obviously, for the rewind and the crit. Water Shuna for the orb changing and the alt buff. MILIM is here to nuke, and Carrion is here to sub-nuke and also orb change and give us some crit buff. But also, both him and Shuna serve as the turn 1 orb changer. We need a double orange, so they both can work. Rimuru will be great in the back, coming in and floating out with his orb changing ability. So, this should be fairly straightforward. I don't foresee us having too many issues here. It's just picking the right turn to nuke when all of that resistance is gone off Misery. But let's dive in. Alright, so starting out, we're going to use Shuna's orb change. Now, the thing about the team as I have it built currently is that we will not get a double stack of Veldora turn 2, because there aren't a lot of space units, unfortunately. And there are even less space units with protection traits, and it's mainly the hero and OG Rimuru, but they're turn 3. Doesn't really help us out on turn 2. So getting a double stack would be difficult unless I really wanted to swap the supports up and make things kind of wonky, but didn't really feel like doing that, so we're just going to leave it like this, and we're going to pray that turn 2 gives us a nice hand and turn 3 forward, because we just won't have as many points as I normally would on like the Light team or the Fount of Wisdom team. Sure, that works. Yeah, that's fine. So we'll bring Rimuru in. We can yoink those hero orbs, those hero orbs. So we'll take that. We'll use Carrion's orb change, and then we'll bring Shuna in. Now, also, what we've done is I forgot to put the space buff on the hero. Whoops. But also, we've brought 2 water units against a wind enemy. Not the smartest idea in the world, but Rimuru and Shuna are just so very versatile that it's kind of hard to not bring him unless you take stupid counters, and then things can make me look stupid because they're gonna die? I don't know. Let's see. Oh, that's not a... Jesus. Well... That sucks. Yeah, sure, okay. We'll go with that. I think we're just gonna have to write this turn off, and we'll try and make up for it next turn. But we'll get, a double stack in, so now any blues that we get should give us a decent amount of points. The bad thing with this Protector Veldora is that he was our first, true stacking Protector, and it was before they really solidified the formula of 40 skill points, 100% on blues, and whatever power. Because he does 40 skill points, 10% on whatever you're stacking, but he only does 50%. But it's for every orb, so every orb gets the buff. It's just not blues that give you the big buff, but you want blues because you need more stacks of Veldora. You just get inherently less points, which is unfortunate. Okay, MILIM has an ult, but I don't really want to hold on to it at the same time because we're not going to nuke for another, like, couple turns. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to Drago here, and then we're going to take her out for Rimuru, because he can take those two MILIM orbs here, and then he can just change the entire hand. So yoink, and then change the rest. Perfect. And then we'll bring Shuna back in, and now what we have to do is we just have to keep bringing MILIM in and out, so she can get those additional space buffs from Veldora. Alright. Again, not doing too much damage. We have to nuke on weird turns here as well. Alright, that's not a big deal. That is kind of a big deal. Dear lord. Okay. Cool. Cool story, bro. Ugh. Okay. I mean... How many points we need? We need 55, so 165, 100. We need 180 points. We have 173. I mean, I feel like we can get away with it. So let's do. I want like another stack. We can do that. We can do that. And then we can put this on Carrion, because he's also going to nuke next turn. Can we kill on turn 6? I feel like we can. And we've already swapped Shuna out, so we're just going to have to run with it. How many points do we get back? 93. We were back to where we started. That's not great. I thought we'd have 180. That's kind of unfortunate. Does this kill someone? It would kill Rimuru, probably, if she... Oh, okay, thanks. Okay, I mean, here, I guess we can test out if we would actually kill or not. So... We already have the Drago on, so I think the only thing we're going to be missing is the extra crit damage buff from Carrion. But I kind of want to do this as science, because she has 471. Will we do enough damage to actually kill on turn 6, or do we have to wait a longer amount of time and get more stacks on? Because this team, you know, is old. MILIM is a good nuker still. She's actually probably still the best single target nuker for space, which is really sad to think about, because, you know, she's a year and a half old now. But they just refuse to give us damaging space units that are single targets. I mean, we got the new Shizu, right? But she's not a damage unit. She's a support unit. Yeah, let's do this. We'll see what happens here. Carrion does 124. That's not as much as I wanted. 241. Okay, we were close. I mean, had we had that crit buff, we would have been fine. Oh, she healed right there. Okay. Yeah, if we had had that extra points for the crit buff, we would have been okay. So, you know, we're going to make a cut. We're going to come back and we're going to nuke on turn 6 again. Hold on. Okay, we are back on turn 6. Actually, this took me a few runs, mostly because the game refused to give me any MILIM orbs. Like, there were multiple runs for like 3 turns in a row. Never sniffed a MILIM orb. And it's like, okay, well, the game just doesn't want me to win. So, cool. But we're finally here, back on turn 6. Her buffs are gone. We have a Carrion and a MILIM ult. We have 239 points now, so plenty. More stacks than what we had the initial time. So I mean, mostly this run went better than the last time we were here. So let's bring Shuna in, use her ult buff, and then we will have plenty of points to use everything at our disposal. So we shall crit buff space buff, Drago, and crit damage, and also give Carrion his own personal attack buff. So now we should have no problem killing here. We only needed like that little tiny bit of extra damage on the last time, and now we have more stacks for 1, and 2, more damage. So Carrion by himself is going to do plenty more because of that personal attack buff, more than anything else. And then we'll send the rest of the Carrion orbs. I'm pretty sure Carrion and MILIM will kill. 183, yeah, a lot better. And yeah, 307k. So there we go. That was the space run. Yeah, the orb RNG can suck, but that applies to any event ever in this game. So there we go. That was the easy, quote-unquote, easy way to do it. Let's bring in the light team, because why wouldn't we? Alright, here we go. Light team. Light 3.0 should have, a fine time, even if this Misery does give herself a little bit of pierce resistance. I mean, there are turns, like turn 6, where she just doesn't have it at all. It's just that she does have the 100% stun resistance, which means that if we want to remove that and nuke at full power, we have to go to at least turn 8 before the second part of Lumi's skill kicks in. So we haven't had to go to turn 8 yet, and I don't know if her buffs are still active on turn 8, but we'll sure as hell find out here now, won't we? So let's get started. Alright, so turn 1 we do have Shuna, who's going to give us protection gauge on turn 2, so we're going to leave her up front. So we're going to take out MILIM. Also, Lumi has Light Rimuru attached to her, so between the two of them and Water Shuna, or well, Water Shion, who's attached to Shuna, we will have a double protection gauge turn 2, which will be good. And we just have to be careful of Shuna's HP bar, because again, she is a water unit going type disadvantage here. And now we don't even have the protection of being type advantage with any of our units, except the hero. Is that a good hand right there? That is not a good hand, because we already had to use Shuna once. Okay. Problem. Like, we have MILIM. She could come in, but it's not really going to do too much for us, but we might as well try it out anyways, because we'll still get a decent amount of points off 5 blues. So, I mean, Lumi and Raphael are the primary single targets here, so we're going to get them stacked up more than any of the other characters. But we do have to wait and see what turn 8 is going to look like to begin with. So let's go ahead and use Lumi's orb change, and then we'll bring MILIM in for... Actually, you know what? I don't want to do anything. I just want to do this. And that'll give us 9 points, and we'll see if we can get a good hand next turn, actually. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So let's use Shuna's orb change, get her out of there, and then we'll bring the hero back in for, I guess, additional damage protection more than anything else. We're going to need a lot of points, though, going in, so this team is not cheap. If you want a full buff, it is not a cheap team, especially bringing the hero, which is just another 55-point skill that you have to worry about. That's a good hand. I will take that. I might even rewind here, actually. Yeah, we have enough points to do that. So we'll rewind. We'll do a single stack for more skill points on blues. And then... yeah, we'll just use both the orb changes again. So we'll have to bring Shuna back in, which, again, is not the greatest thing in the world, but you gotta do what you gotta do for that nice hand of blues. So, no Raphael orbs also does hurt us a bit. But because Raphael is skill fused, it means that everybody, well, the light units on this team will get that extra 40% stun strike. So at least everybody has the capability of hitting higher than what they normally would. And we can do something with that. We can swap out. We can swap in MILIM for Shuna and get at least a 5 send of blues, which will be fairly good. So Raphael should get his ult here. Well, off 2 blues. I don't know if he'll get his ult here, but we'll definitely be close. Lumi already has her ult, so that's fine. Great that it doesn't come in on the rewind. MILIM being up front, also not the greatest thing because she's meant to be in the back for her orb conversion, just like Water Rimuru is. Yeah, we're still a little bit shy on Raphael. That's fine. We have 4 more turns. 3 more turns, technically. That's a good hand. Alright, we keeps attack nerfing Lumi. It's not the greatest thing in the world. Let's see. So we'll do that. We'll take Lumi out for you. That gives us the full hand. And then we'll take... we take MILIM out, or do we take Shuna out here? Can Shuna tank that? I think Shuna can tank, because like Rimuru tanked, what, last time, right? I think I want to take MILIM out, just for the versatility for orb change moving forward. But now both our single targets have their ults. We can't stun her yet. Okay, that's not good. I think if she hits Shuna with an ult, Shuna's gonna die, which is not great because she's a primary orb changer. Please hit the hero. Hit the hero. Alright, cool. You hit the hero. Perfect. Alright. Ooh, so very close. Let's just... There's really nothing we can do about that, huh? Well, I mean, there is something we can do about it, but let's just get the stack on. I don't really feel like bringing Lumi back up front. We gotta wait 2 more turns. She should reapply her buffs now, which means that we'll be in some kind of position on turn 8. I don't know if it'll be the best position on turn 8, but it'll be something. Okay, we'll convert those. 5 hand of blues. And another almost full gauge right here. Okay, what are we going to look like? So, okay, so magic attack, pierce resistance, physical resistance. And those are not going away. How long are they here for again? Another 4 turns. So yeah, turn 11, just like what Tempered Edge MILIM was. But I think we can bypass it. Like, I want to say that we can probably bypass her damage buff. We got to make sure that Lumi has... And we also have to have that attack nerf leave off her, so... Let's take Shuna out, and then we'll just send these blues. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so we got 2 more stacks of Shuna. That's unfortunate. Thanks for that. Didn't really want an attack nerf on my primary nuker, but, you know, thanks a bunch. So now we can at least stun her. So let's get the 2 stacks, and then we can be off to the races, essentially. Do we have enough points? Yeah, we should have enough points. Okay, so let's do the light light attack and the stun evasion down. All right, and then we'll use the light attack, or no, light resistance and attack buff. We'll get Shuna in here for the alt buff, and then yeah, we have just enough. Then we'll get the hero in for the crit. And then the stun, pierce, stun strike, pierce rate, alt resistance down. And I feel like we should be able to kill. Like, again, she only has 400k HP. I think Lumi's gonna kill right here. I don't think we're gonna get to Raphael. Yeah, 8. She has pierce resistance, guys. Oh no, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. The Light 3.0 team doesn't really give a shit what kind of resistance you have. It's still going to kill you. So, still a good team. Still a very good team to this day. Shuna is still the strongest stacking protector in the game, which is saying something because she's not an EX unit. But just by virtue of double stacking, it amplifies her attack power. So, there's 2 teams that can clear the 3rd stage of the Chamber of Truth. I'll do a follow-up video with another couple teams, because obviously we have more stacking. We have at least 1 more blue stacking team that can take this event on. It's just going to be rough, because it's type disadvantage. And then there's always Vengeance. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you all later.